FlossTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Robin, and this is my channel, Lady Robins. If you are new here, welcome. I'm really excited and happy to have you here at my channel. And if you're a returning friend and subscriber, I'm just as happy and thrilled to have you here as well. It has been a little bit of time since I filmed a FlossTube. In fact, it might be 4 weeks, so I apologize. Somehow I still haven't gotten into a good rhythm of when I'm going to film. So we're gonna try Wednesdays to Thursdays and see if I can hit a sweet spot there. Tuesdays are not working for me, so Wednesdays or Thursdays. Today is Wednesday. It is the 19th of July, so I'm trying Wednesday. We'll see how that works. Let's see here. If you need to know what number, I think this is FlossTube number 141. And like I said, if you're new here and you're wondering what this is all about, this is a FlossTube channel, and this is where I come and I chat with you about my cross stitch. I talk about my my stitching, things I've finished, things that I'm working on, things that I'm hoping to start, all the stitchy things. So yeah, sit back, grab a beverage. It has occurred to me right at this very moment when I said grab a beverage, I didn't grab one. I forgot. I'm so out of practice. I don't even know, I don't even remember to do the things that I've done for 140 episodes. So no mug of the day, no beverage to talk about. We'll just jump in, talk about some stitching. I have finished one thing since last we got together, so I'll show that, and I have fully finished 3 things, so I'm excited to show you that. In case you're wondering, where have you been? What on earth have you been up to? My husband and I took a cruise out of Seattle up to Alaska for a week with my sister and brother-in-law, and we had a fabulous time. So I will insert some photos of our cruise, tack it on at the end of the video. I hope you enjoy that. We stopped at 4 places. We stopped in, trying to remember the order, Juneau, Sitka, Ketchikan, and then Victoria, BC before we went back to Seattle. And like a crazy person, I brought 2 whips and I only stitched on 1, and even that was for probably less than 4 hours. There's so much to do on a cruise ship, and you can be as busy as you want to be, you can be as laid back as you wanted to be. I wanted to experience everything the ship had to offer, so I spent very little time just sitting in the same spot stitching. So that's my excuse for why there's going to be so little progress to show on the whips, but that's okay. I'm having fun. I'm stitching when I can, and yeah, I'm just enjoying my stitching as it fits in around all the other things. So let's get to some finishes and fully finishes. The first thing that I've got, I finally have a finish on Frankenstein. Yay! Last time we got together, I was just about done with Frankenstein. In case you're new here, Frankenstein is part of the Stitching Book Club, and this was released a number of years ago. In fact, I will consult my stitching journal so I can give you the real stats on this. But this is my finish. I did have a miscount in Frankenstein in the middle bit, and because of that, I had one or 2 stitches too many in this middle border. And so by the time I figured it out, I was here and nothing lined up. Like, I had too many spaces on this side, and it was a complete debacle. By the time I figured it out, I'm like, well, I'm not restarting it. I'm not frogging it. I've got to figure out how to make it work. And one of you lovely viewers recharted this so it worked out perfectly. It doesn't look off center. It's fabulous, perfect. I finally finished it. But because of that, there was also supposed to be this huge additional border all the way around Frankenstein, and I had actually started working on that, and then I realized, because it was a pattern, you know, 4 over, 2 up, 2 down, 4 over, 2 up, 2 down, blah blah blah, right? I figured it's gonna be off because of these extra stitches in here. So I made the decision, I pulled the plug, and I decided not to add that extra border. And I had started it, so I had to frog quite a bit and just be happy with this part of the chart. And I really am. I really like it just the way it is. Took this out to the garage. In case you're new here, my husband has gotten into resizing frames that we get at the local thrift stores. So Goodwill, you know, Value Village, wherever we can find them. But we don't have anything big enough in the garage for this one. So we need to go to the thrift stores and look for a frame that he can resize for me for Frankenstein. So I'm really happy to have that done, because that has been hanging around the craft room forever. And so I'm gonna give you the stats here. It's in my stitching journal. If you haven't seen this before, this is by Chris Yo, whose Etsy shop is As the Yo Flies. So anyway, I keep track of all my stuff here in my journal. And so I started stitching on the Frankenstein Sal on the 9th of August in 2020. So when I say it's been languishing, I'm not kidding. It's been languishing. So I finished it on the 21st of June, 2023. So not quite 3 years, right? But by the time we get a frame picked out for it, it'll probably be 3 years before it's fully finished. So on that one, I know I stitched it on 32 count. Picture this plus Ren. And let's see if I wrote down. Yeah, I used DMC 935 was my color, and I stitched it 2 over 2. So there you have it. I have finally finished Frankenstein, and I'm really happy to have that done. And I think I'm gonna hang it in here. Yep, I have a vision of doing book themed or literary themed pieces and hanging them here in the craft room. So some of this stuff might have to find a new home in the house so I can make room for the Frankenstein Sal in here. So there you have it. That is my FO, which I couldn't be happier about. So what else today? What else did I get finished? So like I said, I have 3 fully finished items to show you. Let me reach over. So the next one I have is also by the Stitching Book Club. I'm sensing a theme here. I'm trying to get some of these things that have just been hanging around forever finished and fully finished. So this is the Sense and Sensibility Sal, and I started it on the 13th of February in 2021, and I completed the stitching pretty quickly. I completed stitching on it on May 2nd, 2021. However, for whatever reason, I just never got around to fully finishing it. I waffled with, should I make it a pillow? Should I talked about doing, what are they called? Hem stitching and just having it kind of be, you know, almost like a doily, right? So I thought about that for a while, but now that my husband wants to frame everything because he loves making those frames, I framed it. And so this is now fully finished. here on the 18th of July 2023. So that sat unfinished, well, unfully finished for 2 years and 2 months. So without further ado, let me show you my finish on Sense and Sensibility. So I did add a couple of things, and this is just straight up copying from Erin, who is Perpetual Projects. And she put the date 1811 and JA for Jane Austen. So I thought that was brilliant, and I did exactly what Erin did because I thought it could use those 2 touches. Her piece looked fantastic. So it's in the frame, however, it is not secured. I haven't gotten the little tacks. So like I talk about all the time, I lace it to mat board. I put some batting on the front of the mat board, so there's a little cushion for your threads in the back to kind of sink into. They don't puff out the stitching when you put it in the frame. So anyway, there is my Sense and Sensibility Sal, also by the Stitching Book Club. So that is finally finished, and that'll hang in here also because, again, literary themed. So I've got 2 pieces to hang up in here, and I'm really excited about it. So those 2 Stitching Book Club pieces will probably go back somewhere there. There's some room right there, right? So anyway, those are exciting finishes for me. So the other things that I fully finished, were 2 Erica Michaels summer berries. Now, one of the summer berries I stitched last summer and then just never got around to finishing it because it wasn't summer anymore and I wasn't all that interested, but now it's summer and I want it finished. And then probably about 3 weeks ago, I decided, well, I needed at least another berry. I needed a minimum of 2 berries. 3 would be better, but right now I've got 2. So I finished, this is Good Old Summertime. And again, this is by Erica Michaels, and here's my topper. And I have to say a public thank you to Helen D for her berry tutorials. She's got how to make the berries, and then she's got topper tutorials. And even though I have watched it before, it's been a long time since I finished a berry. So I sat here in the craft room yesterday and I rewatched her tutorials. And Helen, you're a treasure. I personally could not do it without you. You make it so easy and so simple. The other finisher who deserves a lot of credit, of course, is Vonna Pfeiffer. Between the 2 of you, I feel like I can do almost anything. So thank you for those tutorials and the confidence to just see it through to the end. This is the berry that I stitched last summer, and this one, I don't know if I can get it. It's The Livin' is Easy. Isn't that cute? I love that sailboat. Of course I love the sailboat, right? So yeah, I just adored this. And then this is so cute. That flamingo is adorable. And Helen D has a flamingo pattern, which I haven't purchased and downloaded yet. But now that this little guy is sitting out on display, I'm like, oh, I think I need a pink flamingo to go with this berry. So I think I'm gonna have a purchase of Helen's pink flamingo pattern here pretty soon, because I mean, right, why not, right? So these are my berries. These are my toppers. These couldn't be easier. This is just strips of felt, of wool felt, that you just roll up. We'll see if you can see that. I just roll them up, and then I found coordinating pins in my stash, and I just dropped them on the top. So, you know, they kind of remind me of cotton candy. I like cotton candy. I know that's not everybody's thing, but I like cotton candy. So, and then this topper, again, I just found these colored straight pins in my stash and found a cute white button. My toppers are nothing fancy, but you know, they do the job for me. And oh my goodness, what a joy to have these done. So anyway, the Linda Stoltz is the designer behind the Erica Michaels stuff, and boy, she really knocks it out of the park. So I'm thrilled to have those. There's one more in the Summer Berries pattern, and it looks like a little camper, and I can't remember the pun is really clever. Something about s'more camping, let's do s'more camping, something like that. It's super cute. So I don't know that I'll get to it this year, but maybe I'll, you know, make a third one next year. So anyway, those are my 3 fully finished items along with 1 finished item. So I will let you know when I finish the fully finished the Frankenstein cell. So yay. So what beyond that have I been up to for an entire month? You guys, not much. I had a burst of brilliant speed yesterday with all this finishing. I had a day where I just declared, today is my day, and I'm doing stitching, and if I stitch, great, and if I finish, great. And I decided, you know what, I really should do finishing. So I just kind of carved out 24 hours where all I did was stitching. And in fact, I even attended a Zoom stitching meetup, which I haven't done in a long time. And that was a lot of fun to do that as well. So whips. I have 2 whips to show you. It's really silly, but that's just the way life has been the last month. There have been so many fun things to do that I just haven't gotten to stitching. So let me show you what I've been up to. I started, I think right as I filmed FlossTube, my last FlossTube about 4 weeks ago, I had started stitching on summer notes. So as you know, this is a year of notes for me. So you know, when I finish a note pattern, I start a note pattern, and I started summer notes. And I'm pretty doggone close. I'm not 100% finished, but I'm getting close. So here is summer notes. I still have some vines to put in here, and then I've got some leaves to put in down here. Got a couple more words, and then I have to put the beads in. So oh, and there's some cute bumblebees that go around the hives, the bee skeps, I guess. So that's where I'm at on summer notes. I'm really excited on this. Now, I mean, these things aren't big, so it shouldn't be taking me this long, but like I said, I just haven't been doing as much stitching as normal because there's just been so many fun things to do this summer. So that's where I'm at on summer notes. I am stitching this on 32 count vintage country mocha, and I'm doing it 1/2 with all the called for fancy floss. And what's really interesting is as I'm looking at this, the sun in my camera here, it shows up really good on the camera. In real life, it does not. I've been pulling other yellows and thinking about maybe, I think this one might be a little too much. Yeah. Anyway, I've been thinking of maybe taking a length of one of these and just doing a half stitch over it so it stands out a little bit more, because yeah, I'm just shocked at how well the sun is showing up on camera here, because it's way in the background, and I didn't have the called for Belfast flax linen, and so I just pulled from my stash, and I'm like, oh, vintage country mocha, everything looks good on that. And for the most part, it does look good, but you know, like I said, the sun doesn't quite stand out, so I might play around with that for a little bit. But anyway, there's you know, there's the one whip. The other whip, all it does frog. So on my WhipGo board, I put the same piece in each column because I wanted to get good progress on 5 pieces, right? So when Frankenstein finished, I still have 3 more boxes where Frankenstein, you know, would be called. So I thought I'm gonna put something else in there that really needs to get finished. And so what I chose, I'm looking for the cover sheet here. Aha. What I chose was this, the Noel Sampler by Satsuma Street, which is adorable. I love this. So when I picked this up, I just had the box and then the antlers for this reindeer. Well, half the antlers were in the wrong place. So when I sat down to stitch on it, I didn't get to stitch, I frogged. So here is what's left of the antlers. And now that I've got that frogged out, I can make some good progress. So, yeah, so I don't know if we can get the whole thing in there, but I have 4 squares left to do, so I want that done by December. I really want that done by December. So I kind of fell off. I fell off every bandwagon in the last month or so. I haven't filled out my what is that? My book of days. I haven't filled that out. There's no stickers. There's nothing written in it. It's just like somebody turned off the switch. So book of days went to the wayside. WhipGo went to the wayside. I haven't completed my WhipGo calls for May, June, and now July. So I'm 3 months behind on WhipGo. So that's not where I wanted to be in July. I wanted to be like, yay, look at all this progress. Not so much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I'd lost my stitchy bug so much as I just found other things that were very timely and seasonal that I ended up doing instead of stitching. I made other choices. So stitching is not off my plate. I'm just choosing to enjoy the season as it's here, and I'll catch up, she says. You know me, I'll just change my mind about what my goals are. Anyway, so those are my 2 whips. There you have it. Those are my 2 whips. But I do have some stitchy plans for the upcoming months. So I don't know if you guys remember. If you're new here, you wouldn't remember, but if you're old here, like me, old, you can remember I've been doing the Snowflower Diaries Joyful World. I have 2 months that I still need to do. I still need to do September, and this one I didn't print out big, I need to reprint it, and December. And because these are freebies, I can show you the chart without, you know, everybody panicking and, you know, gasping, clutching their pearls, all that stuff. So I need to do September and December. So those are on my radar of things I want to start sooner as opposed to later. And in fact, when I get done with summer notes, I might take a pause and start the September Joyful World. I really need that done because September's coming. And it'll be here way sooner than I think. I mean, it's the 19th of July. Doesn't that freak you out? I'm like, wait a minute. It can't be summer. I'm not ready. I love summer. Summer's my favorite, my favorite season. So, I will probably not jump into a notes pattern until I have September Snowflower Diaries done. So that's the first thing that is on upcoming plans for me. The other thing is I really do want to get back to WIPCO. So I want to make up the stitching that I haven't done for WIPCO. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing that's on my list of things that I really want to get back to, remember these, the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings by Crazy Annie's? So I've stitched 1 through 4. And so I want to at least get to 5 golden rings. So that's the next thing I want to start. So there's a really good possibility that once I finish September Snowflower Diaries, I'm going to head to this, because I want to at least have 1 through 5 on my Christmas tree. So there's lots of things that are in my head of what I'd like to do for Christmas already. I can't believe I'm thinking about Christmas. Must be all this talk of Christmas in July, right? Which is fine, but I usually don't think that far ahead. It's like the 1st of November, like, oh, maybe I should do some Christmas stitching. And then by that point, it's like, nah, I feel too late. So trying to be a little more proactive on that. So we'll see where I get to. But those are upcoming plans. I have one little teeny tiny bit of haul. I allowed myself a purchase, and I've probably lost my mind. This is not normally the type of stitching I do, but I'm intrigued. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a whirl. I bought Katie Strachan's silk conversion and, you know, overall conversion of Brenda Gervais' Santa Stops Here. Can you see that? So it comes with the spools of silk and I think it's 36 count linen. I think it's 36, might be 40. Well, whatever it is, whatever was in the kit is what I got. So this is also on my list of things that I would dearly love to start. I don't know when that's going to be, but who knows? It might be a December start. This might be what I stitch on in December if I have enough brain power. You know how that goes, right? December comes and suddenly everybody's crazy, and you know, Christmas cards and Christmas shopping and wrapping and baking and, you know, who knows. But anyway, that is my one piece of haul. And I'm kind of excited about it, to tell you the truth. I'm kind of excited about it. It just, the colors are so yummy. And I'm doing that coverlet houses by the Scarlet House in silks, and it's really fun to stitch with those silks. That's my only other silk thing. So I thought, well, you know, those are some pretty colors, and I wanted those colors, and I didn't want to have to try to figure out how to buy them on my own. So I thought, yeah, a kitted up project from Katie Strachan is a really good idea. Update on my nieces, my grandnieces' baby sampler. I don't know if you remember, there's all the debate on, do I do the Aida or do I do the linen? I still haven't decided. I really thought this is what I would stitch on the cruise. Nope. I could not pull it together. Still can't figure it out. So I'm just waiting for inspiration to strike. I'm just waiting. I think my niece will be really disappointed when her daughter doesn't have it by her first birthday. So I'll have to figure something out. That's it for me, you guys. There's little, you know, just so little stitching to show. I'm hopeful that now that we've done the cruise and we're back in town and you know we're working again, that my stitching will be a little bit more consistent. But I appreciate you being here and putting up with my lack of filming over the last month and my lack of stitching over the last month, but somehow I was able to fill 30 minutes. So here we are. I will add a few pictures from our cruise at the end of the video, which was super fun. And then I do have a few pictures of some previously finished items that are on display in my house for my summer decor. So I'll add that as well. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You guys bring me so much joy. If I don't say it enough, just hear me when I say it. You guys really do bring me joy. I am always happy to make a connection with all of you. Let me know what you're doing for summer. Do you have any big trips? Has your stitching slipped a little bit because of fun things? Let me know. All right, I will see you next time. I'm hoping it will be in 2 weeks. Who knows? Who knows? Because there's always nonsense that goes along around here. So anyway, I will see you later. You guys have a great summer, or you know, if you're on the other hemisphere, I hope you're having a good winter. Anyway, stitch happy, my friends. I will see you when I see you. All right, bye.